Swami Maharaj, Jagannatha, Srila Prabhupada, founders, Srila Prabhupada Ki. So today is Lord Shimke's appearance day. So we have to give thanks to Rani Kasipu for playing his part so very nicely as a demon. Rani means gold, Kasipu means soft pillow, soft cushion, or soft bed. That's what that means. So I heard Prabhupada tell this story, and I'm going to repeat it as much as I can. Remember that he spoke it. So, Rani Kasipu, of course, was a real demon, and he had a son who was a real devotee, Prahlad Maharaj. And Rani Kasipu wanted to be immortal. And he had so many different penance that he was performing. So Lord Brahma he asked Lord Brahma to give him some benediction. He wanted to become immortal. And he didn't want to die in the land, the sea, land, water, or in the sky. And he didn't want to be killed by any weapons. He didn't want to be killed in the daytime or in the nighttime. So Lord Brahma always keeps his promise to the devotees, to his devotee, Hiranyakasipu. But Krishna is so intelligent that he outsmarted Hiranyakasipu. He didn't kill him on land, he didn't kill him in the air, he didn't kill him in the water. He killed him on his lap. That's not the land, it's not the water, that's not the air. And he didn't kill Hiranyakasipu in the daytime. He didn't kill him at nighttime. He killed him just before the night, which was not the day, which was not the night. And of course he also took benediction, he wouldn't get killed by any man-made weapons. Well, Lord Narasimha killed him with his nails. That's not a weapon. So you can't outsmart the Lord. You can't check the Lord. You can't kill God. And God can kill the demons, but the demons can't kill God. So we should all follow, anytime Hiranyakasipu wanted to kill his son, he tried to, make an elephant step on him. He threw him a pit of fire, with snakes. Whatever he did, he couldn't kill his son, Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj would just chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. He would chant the Hare Krishna mantra. And from this way he was protected. So his father was very frustrated because he wanted to be Hiranyakasipu, he wanted to be worshipped. And he was an atheist. The atheists always find it. Atheists, the deist. They're always following. Atheists will always say, if there's a God, let me see him. Where's God? Let me see him. So Hiranyakasipu got so frustrated with his son, he said, where's God? Is God here? Is God in that pillow? The pillow right there? And what happened? There's the picture right behind me. I shouldn't be sitting with my back facing it. I'll be in trouble. I shouldn't be with my back towards going to Shimon. I had a blank person, I put this here. I didn't put this here, they did. Anyway. You always got to be careful not to make an offense, right? So anyway, in this way, Lord Krishna killed Hiranyakasipu, but he was liberated because he did get killed by the Lord. When you're a devotee, 14 generations of your family become liberated, So we need to follow the steps of Prahlad Maharaj. He's actually in the disciplic succession, Prahlad Maharaj. He's actually our guru, like this. So that being said, Narasimha Day is Appearance Day, and that's what it is today. Now, we knew that yesterday a lot of congregation members maybe would have not showed up. So now we want to say some things about Jagannatha Guru, who, I had the great fortune of being with him pretty much every day. And Denista right here also had a lot of association with him. And Madani Sini, we know Madani Sini, she's the Mataji that's dressed in white. And her and Jagannatha used to come to my house every day for lunch after Harinam. And I met Jagannatha in 1973. And I just moved here with my wife from the East Coast. And Srila Prabhupada would always ask when he came, where's Jagannatha? I think he was pretty much the favorite disciple Srila Prabhupada had. And so I met Jagannatha on 16th and Valencia in San Francisco, where our temple used to be. And I seen this big man with a kind and friendly face. And then I started to help Jagannatha. And Prabhupada never liked Jagannatha driving a truck because he'd have the sweet rice in his left hand. Wait a second, no. The banana in his left hand, the sweet rice in between his knees, and a japa bag in his right hand. So he didn't like him driving that way. So Jagannatha asked me, well, you got a New York driver's license, change it into a California license, because I moved here. So I did. So I started driving the truck with Jagannatha. And, we go to Santa Cruz, we put on the Lord Chaitanya Festival in Santa Cruz. There used to be a big willow tree there. And we do the Lord Chaitanya Festival in Berkeley. That was really big in the 70s, really big. And this is before we had these beautiful Gaudi Thai murtis we had. We had a big golden avatar Lord Chaitanya, tremendously tall. It broke. And we used to drive it around in the truck. We had a big red truck. It was so big that the arm would stick out. I remember we were driving to Santa Cruz for Lord Chaitanya Festival, and the arm was sticking out, It was so big. One day at 16 in Valencia, we held it up from underneath the feet, like a pole. One day a mouse got inside. And so Jagannatha was saying, well, maybe we can get the mouse out of it. And I said, how are we going to do that? It's like way taller than these movies. Like a little mouse. So let's hit it here, maybe we can put water in that, maybe it'll work. So that didn't happen. So, the thing about Jagannatha, he had an unconditional devotional service attitude. I've associated with so many great devotees, and it was actually Jagannatha that told Vishnu John in 1974, oh, you want to park your bus on the East Bay because you're doing a program at UC Berkeley? Well, Jagannatha told Vishnu John about me, So he knocked on my door, and my wife and I were there. And first they were going to park the bus in front of the house, and then 30, 40 brahmacharis moved into my house, right? Okay. So then I sent my wife to the Laguna Beach Temple for 2 months because it's like 30, 40 men. Only one bag, only one shower, But there was good association. And Vishnu John and Tamal Krishna were at my house. I used to sleep in the middle of them. And we used to go to UC Berkeley every day. And we made a lot of devotees. A lot of devotees. We, bring them back to my house from UC Berkeley. And I didn't have grass in my backyard. I had hair in my backyard, okay? We shaved them up in my backyard. So I owe a lot of association I got because everybody stood at my house. Krishna John, Tamal Krishna, Tripurai, Swami when he was, in the movement. Guru Das was there. Rohini Kamal Swami. So many devotees were at my house, and it was nice. It was beautiful. And so, again, the thing that made Jagannatha real special was like anything that had to be done, he'd do it. Whatever it was. It sounds funny to say, there was no difference for him to clean the bathroom or even go on the altar. I know that sounds funny, but he didn't, He didn't, service was service to Jagannatha. He didn't, nothing was too low for him. He was very humble. One time my wife, she had a cup of sweet rice in the Valencia temple and slipped out of her hand. And before I knew it, he just grabbed a rag and just wiped it up. So just like that, just like that, And, Jagannatha never complained. He had leukemia, and he was really in pain. And he never complained to me. He never did. He had big sores underneath his arms, and he never complained. He was that way. And he was the first one that gave Srila Prabhupada $5,000 to print a book. What book was that again? Nectar Devotion. Nectar Devotion, thank you for reminding me. So, yes, I mean, what he did was so incredible, you know. And I don't think a devotee like Jagannatha maybe comes around once every 100 years, maybe. But I've been around a lot of devotees, and I have to make a confession right now. Jagannatha's dhoti was white. I'm the one that brought it to the photographer and turned it saffron. I did it. I did it. It was a long time ago, but I did it because he was a sannyas. Okay? I knew his wife, Tri Devi. We used to go over to the house to get cookies. Denishka knows it too. And I think she's in Hawaii right now. But you know, when Jagannatha would come to my house in the bus party, when they were at my house, and everybody would just drop down, you know, on the ground because they knew who Jagannatha was. I mean, he supported the whole temple with a taxi cab. And, you know, and he wouldn't sleep. Sometimes for 2-3 days before Rati Yatra, you know. And we come back from the temple, and, you know, we have to, like, literally walk over bodies to take rest, you know. And he was, you know, amazing devotee, and that's why Srila Prabhupada said his picture should be on every chariot. And when Jagannatha passed away, you know, a number of years later, nobody really wanted to go to the trouble of trying to put on Rati Yatra in San Francisco. So I opened my big mouth, and with 7 sannyasis, I was on the board with 7 sannyasis. I was the only householder on the board with 7 sannyasis. And they said, oh, we can't start the Rati Yatra. It's Prabhupada's first Rati Yatra. They said, then you do it. I said, me? How am I going to do it? But I was really thinking about Srila Prabhupada. And that's why I did it. And the thing is, when Jagannatha said to me in '74, we're going to greet Srila Prabhupada at the San Francisco airport, and my wife and I, our car broke down, and we hitched a ride from Ashby and Shattuck, no sign that said San Francisco airport. One ride, right to the airport. One ride. No sign, no nothing. And myself, Jagannatha and the Ninikanta were the first one to greet Srila Prabhupada at the San Francisco airport. And Jagannatha's holding an umbrella on Prabhupada's right side, and I'm on Prabhupada's left side. And when I first seen Srila Prabhupada, it was like seeing the sun come up in the morning. He was so effulgent. He had this halo around him. And I felt like I was in a spiritual bubble walking next to Srila Prabhupada. And the devotees were really going kind of wild. They wanted to catch up to Srila Prabhupada. They were running on top of the ticket counters, up and down, 4 feet high. Prabhupada was kind of embarrassed. The next morning, his secretary came out, before he came out, and his secretary said, Srila Prabhupada said, I'm not a movie star, don't treat me like a movie star. Because, you know, ticket counters are 4 feet high, and they're running up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. So, I owe Jagannatha a lot, and because of Jagannatha, I'm able to have this beautiful service of organizing and, you know, fundraising for the Rati Yatra. And, you know, so it's a beautiful memories. And, you know, so I think Denishka wants to say something about Jagannatha. And she knew him very well too. And also, here, Denishka, you want to sit down here? You want to stand?
I'll just get over here out of the way.
Denishta Mataji's got this little Jagannatha deity that belonged to Jagannatha. And of course I have Srila Prabhupada's stoli in that little treasure chest right there. We'll give everybody a chance to touch it, okay?
Jai Jagannatha Swami. He's a real